we always wonder, how does Waze, Google, Apple Maps, or navigation devices know that there is slow or stop and go traffic on the routes that we are on? Let me show you how this happens. I'm going to go to Apple Maps, right there, Maps. Now, I'm not going to choose a route right now. I'm just going to click on the TB. That's my settings. So I click on that. You'll see I have preferences. When I click on preferences, you'll notice that down at the bottom, photo credit, I really want to go to map settings. That's where I want to go to, map settings. When I click on that, now this is where I set up what Maps has access to on my phone. But what I really want to show you is about Apple Maps and privacy. Let me click on that. This is the privacy statement for Apple Maps, which is going to be very similar to Waze and Google Maps. Very similar, but not exactly the same. I want to scroll down to the section. By the way, if you haven't read this, you might want to read it. They're very deliberate about what data they collect and what data they share. Google does not share personal data with third-party partners, which is important. Let me go to that section. Hang on a second. I know for a fact it's down below the section about using maps in China, which I don't have a need to do. But down here, sharing with third parties. This is where Apple, Google, Waze, etc. shares information with third-party resources that collect this data to be able to show stop and go or slow traffic on specific routes. And if you read this, you'll read that Apple shares movement data. That includes your speed. That includes when you turn off a road or turn on a road. That is useful for these third-party partners to be able to aggregate or put together this data to show stop and go or slow traffic. But if you read this, you'll determine that Apple does not share your personal data. No information about you, just a device that is using Apple Maps has this movement. POI stands for points of interest. This is the data that we give Apple to give to third parties so that we collectively know, is the route going to be an easy route or a hard route? Stop and go traffic, slow traffic, or crashes or other incidences. My opinion, we should do this. It's good for all of us. Yes, it's given up a little freedom, but if you read the privacy statement, Apple is not collecting or retaining this data. They do not retain it, but they do share it in an aggregate mode or an anonymized mode to help us all.